Okay, second last video, folks, on this little series, and we are going to have a chat about the sunroom atrium space. Now, this one is generally perceived as a real luxury, and it's an interesting space because it's quite often design-wise approached differently to the other rooms because you want a lot of sun in it, whereas the other rooms we tend to, as sustainable designers, try and balance the right amount of sun with the right amount of, shading the sun and things like that. Sunrooms, while you still need that to happen, they generally have more glass, so it works harder it works harder to regulate the temperatures in a sunroom because the temperatures go up easier, they come down easier because of the glass. Now, sunrooms, as a general rule, face the sun. Now that can be done east, north, west. West in very, very cold climates. Sunroom on the west can be fantastic. In warmer climates, on the east. On the north, some people like it there. You do get sunrooms on the south as well, when what they really want is just a big glassed-in room facing a beautiful view. The sunroom is generally viewed as a room for relaxation. And it can also be for recuperation if you've been ill or if you've got someone in the family who is unable to get outside easily, elderly people and things like that. The sunroom can be absolutely fabulous for them. And so the sunroom and the atrium, questions to you that you need to know about yourself. Are you going to fill it with plants? Very common, very, very common. You're going to fill it with plants. If so, tell your designer, because what the designer needs to know is drainage. In these spaces, quite often, you can get a little bit of a drainage problem because if you keep filling it up with plants and you overflow the pots and things like that, then, ideally you want some drainage so you can clean up easily in that space. Or you're going to have your plants and stuff built in, very much the earthship kind of approach. You're going to have plants and stuff built into the structure of it. With the sunroom as well, generally they lead outside. Quite often they've got an external access to that. What do you want that external access to access? Barbecue area, outdoor area, path round from the front. What do you want it to access in there? What are you putting in there? Huge lounges, banana chairs, are you going to have a spa in there? You're going to put a sauna in the corner. Those sorts of things, you're going to have a little indoor pool. Indoor pool in this space as well. I've got clients who have a beautiful atrium. It's built in. We built one in to divide the two living areas. So we've got this glassed atrium between the living area and a kind of a snug retreat area with this glass atrium. And it was designed to house 3 exercise machines with plants around them. And that was sort of at the back of the space. And then all of the front of the space was all glass. It looked out over these stunning views over the valley. They knew from the start this is what they wanted. So we've actually got a drainage waste in this room. All the floors are tile. It's all been waterproofed like a bathroom. We've got the exercise equipment. It fits in. All the plugs are in there. Beautiful plants surrounding it. It is just stunning. That all needed to be designed, and that all the information came from the clients because they had done their research to go, this is what we want, here are the machines that we use, we want this in this space. If you're going to put exercise equipment in that space, some of them take up a lot of room, so ask yourself, are you going to put it in there? Are you going to use it? Same with spas. You really do want somewhere to drain that water, get waterproofing and floor wastes and things like that. Are you going to use it to hang up your washing and your drying on those rainy days or those overcast days or the days you just couldn't be bothered putting it on the line? Are you going to put your washing and stuff in your sunroom or in your atrium? You're going to try and grow food in there. Perfectly valid. Perfectly valid thing to do is to grow food, and you can set up all sorts of gardens in an atrium to grow food. So if so, do you need a prep space for potting and planting and cleaning in your sunroom or atrium? The kids are going to be playing out there all the time. Are you going to need somewhere to store some of their gear? You can also use an atrium sunroom as a mudroom. Now, mudroom is basically, it can be part of the laundry, it can be part of the sunroom, part of the atrium. Some people could use it as an entryway to the house, and the mudroom is, it's an interim space where you dump all your gear as you come in. Particularly, it was designed for farmers and stuff like that. They dump the muddy boots, they dump the muddy clothes, they dump all of that in a space. It doesn't even make it inside the house. So a sunroom or an atrium can be used for that sort of space as well. If it's to be used for entertaining, do you want a bathroom off it? Do you want a toilet? If it's got a pool or a spa or something in it, and you don't want that water tracked through your house, get a shower. Get a shower off your sunroom. Ask yourself all of these sorts of questions. And I know I keep saying that to you, and all it's going to do is get you a far better building. And as designers, what we want is you to get a far better building. You know, we want you to be happy when we walk away and when you move in and you get to live in this sort of space. So that was my last one about rooms. The next one's just going to be a general recap with just a few things that you need to think about as a general rule about your building internally to get you something you love. So I'll talk to you soon. We'll discuss the final wrap up.